Hi everyone, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my report I'm calling Giant Cosmic Cupcake, the sweet star spree that's lighting up the whole second half of January 2026. We have a massive amount of sweet aspects that are crunched in the second half of the month. The influence you'll start to feel around the 14th, maybe a little bit sooner, and it will go straight through the end of the month. All centered around this amazing new moon in Capricorn. On January 18th, that new moon is going to be at 2 Eastern time. I actually set the chart for the new moon, but the discussion we're going to have is going to start quite a bit before the new moon and definitely extend quite a bit after the new moon, as we've got so much going on at this time. If you haven't already watched my What the Fork is Going On and Why is Everyone So Boiling Mad Right Now report for January 8th through the 18th, you may want to also watch that, because we do have some coinciding difficult aspects that will kind of trail off as the Giant Cosmic Cupcake starts to take over and dominate the rest of the month. So you can find that report as well as my individual zodiac horoscopes for each sign for January. And coming soon, I'll have one February report that has timestamps for each sign. You can find it all on YouTube, Spotify, or the easy place to watch all of my videos and podcasts, anniehelpsyou.com/astrology. You can also pick up your free written star report there for January with the sweet and salty dates that will tell you the best and the worst of the month. Although I am covering a lot of that now in this detailed report. If you want it for the month ahead, you can get that there. All right, so why this lineup feels like a giant cosmic cupcake. We've got Capricorn bringing the power, making an amazing aspect. So basically we've got Mars, Mercury, Estrella, the Sun, the new moon, all making a very favorable aspect with Saturn conjunct Neptune in Pisces. The 60-degree angle of opportunity. All of these planets are going to go kiss, kiss, kiss. Saturn and then Neptune, and then the entity of those energies forming together. And this is at this late degree of water and late degree of earth signs. If you've got placements at the end of earth or the end of water, you may see extra blessings from this, but nobody is going to be getting blocked from the awesomeness, because this is for everyone. This is a shared experience that we have. Now, at the same time as these Capricorn planets are bringing the power and the Pisces planets are bringing the magic, the Capricorn planets are also going to unite with Uranus in Taurus, making a trine, the most fabulous aspect in all of astrology, and these outer planets are locked in this amazing connection. Saturn and Neptune, very rarely together in the sky, have been weaving in and out of each other's presence for a while now. This is still very, very uncommon. I will talk about this more in February. I'll have a special report on this when they come together exactly in Aries, possibly for the first time in like 6,000 years. But them being together and in close proximity to Uranus, these outer planets, they don't connect in the same mathematical types of configurations very often. So we've got that going on, and the Capricorn planets coming. So Cap is bringing the power. Pisces bringing the magic. Uranus in Taurus is bringing the miracles. We've got the action and the results combining, the inspiration and the flow. And then we have the breakthroughs that are tangible and material in that earth realm. This is nothing short of a cosmic cupcake, a giant one, which is why I'm calling it that. What are some of the things that you may see from this beautiful lineup, which again, you will feel very strongly from around the 14th till the end of the month, but the strongest between the 14th and the 28th, with a very strong concentration of goodness between the 17th and the 22nd. All right, but these are going to echo out in both directions. So this is really the whole second half of the month. What might you see? Everything you do suddenly working. Intuition turning into tangible action and it actually working out. Past work that you've done working out in a big way now. Effort can go further, faster, smoother, and sweeter than usual. You may notice that there's astonishing ease that's replacing the usual grind and also replacing the mess that we're stepping out of that was in effect from January 8th that's sort of trailing off around this time. We had a very difficult flow of planets, but the solutions, the positive results, the goodies from the work you put in can be showing up now in a big way. So ease replacing the difficulties. The beautiful 60-degree and 120-degree angles are very much sacred geometrical angles, and they dissolve friction, whereas what we just stepped out, or like we're stepping out of in this time, that was friction, that was pressure. This is a dissolution of friction and pressure into flow. Tasks that normally seem heavy may suddenly have a breeze behind them. With the old Irish saying, you may actually have the wind be at your back instead of making you cold from the front. So it's kind of like, you could think of it as like a cosmic WD-40 for that squeaky door. It's like that for all of the difficult, squeaky hinges in your life. One of the other things you may see is real world progress and spiritual alignment at the same time, where you're seeing material outcomes at the same time as feeling in the flow emotionally, feeling in the flow spiritually, seeing the synchronicity show up in your life and jumping on that wave. It's really like surfing a giant wave back to the shore without any sharks, without any, falling off the surfboard. It's just this beautiful flow. Capricorn is building. Saturn, which rules Capricorn and is also present in the angle here, brings structure. Neptune and Pisces, Neptune rules Pisces, so we've got the extra triple Pisces here in this case, is the dream. So you've got the structure, you've got the dream. Capricorn also is the execution, and Uranus, surprise upgrades that are tangible in this Earth sign. Uranus had popped into Gemini, retrograded back into Earth for a little longer, and while it's retrograding back into Earth, it is just staying in lockstep with these other outer planets, bringing absolute miracles. So this is like dream to reality alchemy, and I'm very excited about it. The topic of synchronicities it's going to be very, very strong. So you may just see things fall into your lap, like excess sprinkles on ice cream flowing over. It's very, very, very exciting. Neptune bringing intuitive hits. Uranus bringing sudden openings, sudden opportunities, lightning strikes. We often will talk about Uranus, or I'll often talk about Uranus when it's not in a good angle, as being a jolting lightning strike that, is not very comfortable or fun. But when you've got lightning strikes with beautiful angles like we do here, while there are always potentials of things that can happen, there's the vast majority of this energy is in these sudden openings for solutions. Capricorn is saying, yes, I can work with that. Just this optimism that is flowing through, really just from this I can do it attitude. So you've got Capricorn asking, you've got Pisces responding, and you've got Uranus delivering. And so that's a magical equation for manifestation. Okay, so things that were stuck may finally crack open. Remember, the vast majority of what is going on here is Earth. So these are material problems with material solutions that may be smooched by spirit, all right? Because we've got this Pisces energy just dancing right in between this Earth flow. So it's very much about practicality. It's very much about things that you can see, whereas the Pisces energy talks about the things that you can feel. When I was going through a hard time one time, a friend of mine gave me a little bag that said, faith cannot be seen, but it can be felt with the heart. And that is the kind of energy that Pisces is bringing to the equation. There are certain things you'll be able to feel, and you'll be able to feel their way into the actual reality. So this is really, really grounded miracles, even though it may seem like there's a lot of magic involved in it as well. When we've got these aspects with Uranus, we do have the energy of breakthroughs, things cracking open. When we have the angles with Saturn and of course the Capricorn placements, we do have the story of lasting results. And we are sitting in between this time of open stars, as I like to describe them, where the personal planets are not retrograde, nor are they in the shadow periods of retrograde. So from December 17th through February 12th, so that's all of January, we are in a time where we can actually make a lot of headway with the actions we take now. And these aspects are amazing for taking those actions. You may feel suddenly ready to do something that you've been planning to do for a long time, which may shorten your timeline. I'm not going to talk about this too much, but I do want to also mention we are in eclipse season now. We've got an eclipse in February, one in March. You can see more about those when you go to anniehelpsyou.com/astrology and listen to the individual horoscope reports for January, and then my upcoming February reports that are in one video but are time-stamped. And then, of course, in the March reports as well, I'll be talking about the eclipse energies in all of those. So we're not going to get into that now, but just to let you know that these kind of major karmic timeline shifts, time and space warping around these alignments, it is happening. And you will see that coinciding with these very material outcomes. So we've got Saturn and the aspects to Saturn, Capricorn, bringing lasting results, things that you work on now, being able to gel for a long period of time, an amazing, probably one of the best times in all of 2026 for launches, around the 17th to the 22nd, because of these awesome aspects. And then plus the stars, we've got the energy going ahead here. The second half of the year is going to be even more retrograde than usual because we will have a Venus retrograde at that time. So that's even more reason to take make very good use out of these forward moving stars and the discipline that Capricorn has. Maybe you are a person that has discipline already. Maybe you've got a lot of earth planets. Well, this can help you get more discerning and get more focused. If you're a person who is not super focused or disciplined, these aspects and these movements can help you to get disciplined even when you're not, which is why you want to take advantage of it, because as the energies move along more into Aquarius, things get more into the mental frame, and all of that is fine and well too. And we do actually have, may as well add here to our cupcake, Venus and Pluto and Vesta conjunct, and they're all making the best angle in astrology to Sedna. These are groundbreaking, kind of earth-changing advancements. So bigger picture of long transit of Pluto with very long transit, or Pluto in Aquarius with very long transit of Sedna now in Gemini, is really changing the way that we do information. AI is part of this, changing the way that we do. Kind of COVID brought this in as Pluto was dancing at the end of Capricorn, popping into Aquarius, changing how we do our work, where we work from. And Sedna, when it changes signs, it tends to move us into a different way of being. For instance, Sedna changed signs when we moved from hunter-gatherers to agrarian farmers. And now we are, as a people, moving into the same type of change with the different kinds of mobility and information systems that we have available to us. And so Venus ruling money and love, and Vesta ruling home and what your sacred flame is, what makes you burn bright with purpose. All of that is together in these beautiful angles at the same time as all of this other stuff is going on. So it's very, very, very exciting that we've got the dreamy aspects, we've got the futuristic aspects, we've got the social energies of Gemini and Aquarius coming together with other people, connecting, networking. All of that is very, very strong right now. Pisces is bringing dreamy energy. Capricorn's making it real. Taurus is making it tangible. You've got your vitality, the sun, Mars, drive, Mercury, plans, strategy, and communication. You've got the new moon, this 13 moon reset going on. And then, of course, Saturn and Neptune together with this destiny magic and the genius spark of Uranus with the life-changing human shifts, like full global shifts of Sedna happening with Pluto, the power generator behind it all. So you can see why I'm so excited about this. So everything's really feeling aligned, the timing, the intuition, the resources, plus the eclipse storylines. They're coming in, bringing very, very, very contracted timelines, things happening much sooner than you expected, stepping into new realities. feeling protected and guided at the same time. Capricorn brings that protection, and the Neptunian elements of Pisces, are really bringing those spiritual signs. So you may feel clearer, you may feel braver, you may feel lighter, you may feel luckier. It's a very, very rare kind of astrology that actually changes things, and it's not just sweet, it's not just pleasant, but it's definitely timeline shifting. So the magnitude of this is very, very wide and very large. This energy can be used for once-in-a-lifetime launches, things you've been trying to wait to bring out to the perfect time, engagements, weddings, important events, moves, launching of business, big purchases, big sales, contracts. Remember that until the 18th, we do have that lingering energy of some of those difficult aspects, but these nice ones are coinciding, and you will feel the sweet ones take over as the month progresses. You will, the timeline that I'm talking about here, I've dated this for the 18th, which is the new moon, and all of this, of course, is centered around the new moon, this giant cosmic cupcake new moon, where all of this can be birthed into reality. Okay, so make sure you go right now in another window to anniehelpsyou.com/astrology. See where it says unleash. That's where you pick up the star report for January. You'll also get the star report for February in the archives. I send that out early to that list. And I only send out 2 newsletters a month now and occasional promos. So you're not going to get inundated with stuff from me. And you will get my access to my content early. Definitely bookmark anniehelpsyou.com/astrology, because you can have my podcast and my YouTube side by side. If you want to see what's up in 2026 for you, from my personalizing your chart, my perspective, look at anniebclarity.com. Annie, the letter B, clarity.com, to see my personalized outer planet transit report, to see these monumental changes that can affect you for years and years to come. If you love astrology and you resonate with how I teach and you want to learn to help yourself, your family, your friends, or even to do it professionally, go to beastropro.com, beastropro.com, to see my astrology certification course. I hope that this giant cosmic cupcake of an aspect aspect spree is amazing for you, and I will see you in the next videos. The February reports will be out publicly closer to February, and you can get them early now at anniehelpsyou.com. Click unleash. See you in my next report. Bye.